The mystery of rare earth elements. China holds the world hostage. Will India surrender? Just imagine, what if tomorrow smartphones stopped working, electric cars came to a halt, fighter jets stopped flying, and solar panels went dark? What would happen? This isn't science fiction. It's a very real crisis looming over the entire world. And at the root of it lies a highly valuable yet little talked about treasure: rare earth elements. Their name may sound ordinary, but the reality is shockingly dangerous. Today, as China tightens its grip on the supply of these magical minerals, everything from America to Europe, and especially India, is feeling the tremors. But the biggest question is, where does India stand in this global race? We'll dive deep into this topic today. But before we begin, if you are new to our channel, please don't forget to subscribe so you never miss an update from us. So let's begin today's discussion without any further delay. The world today relies heavily on high-tech technology, and at the core of that technology are rare earth elements, 17 minerals that are part of everything we consider modern in our lives. Whether it's smartphones, electric cars, solar panels, wind turbines, high-tech weapons, or missile defense systems, these elements are essential everywhere. You may have never heard their names: samarium, gadolinium, terbium, dysprosium, lutetium, but without them, the world's progress would come to a standstill. These elements are used in systems related to energy, communication, security, and medicine in today's modern economy. And that's why they are considered more than just minerals. They are seen as strategic weapons. As the name suggests, they are rare. Earth has limited reserves, and even where they do exist, extracting and refining them is so expensive and complex that most countries don't want to engage in the challenge. And this is where China's dominance begins. Today, China possesses 49% of the world's rare earth reserves, around 44 million metric tons. But it's not just about holding the reserves. China produces 270,000 tons of rare earth elements every year and handles 90% of global refining. This means that even if other countries have the raw materials, they still have to rely on China for processing. This situation has given China a monopoly in the global supply chain, one that has become very difficult for the rest of the world to break. China recently took a step that shook the entire world. It tightened export controls on 7 key rare earth elements, the ones used in fighter jets, submarines, and high-tech weapons. The country most affected by this move was the United States, whose defense industry is heavily dependent on minerals like samarium. But it's not just America. Europe, Japan, and India are also in turmoil. China has made it clear that it will no longer just supply minerals. It is now demanding confidential data from companies in return. This condition is so controversial that while some European companies have agreed, there are growing concerns their corporate secrets could be leaked. This double blow of technology and data dependency has forced many countries to rethink whether relying on a single source is wise. Now let's talk about India, the country with the 5th largest rare earth reserves in the world. Yet, its situation is like having a treasure chest but losing the key. India holds 6.9 million metric tons of reserves. These are found in Ganjam, Odisha, Chavra, Kerala, Kanyakumari, Srikakulam and Vishakhapatnam, Andhra Pradesh, Jhabua, Madhya Pradesh, and Burma, Rajasthan. However, India produces only 2,900 tons annually, just 1% of global production. This figure may seem small, but its impact is huge. To meet its growing technological and defense demands, India remains heavily dependent on imports, which is not only economically burdensome but also strategically dangerous. Meanwhile, India imports over 53,000 tons of rare earth elements every year, with the largest share coming from China. And that's the most concerning part. On one hand, India talks about self-reliance, while on the other, it remains heavily dependent on imports. This contradiction is becoming increasingly unbearable, especially now that China is using policy shifts as a tool to bend the world to its will. If India doesn't swiftly master extraction and refining of these minerals, its technological and defense ambitions could be at serious risk in the near future. The issue isn't just a lack of reserves, but a severe shortfall in refining technology. Refining rare earths isn't just about money, it's an extremely complex and environmentally sensitive process. India lacks both the technical expertise and the necessary infrastructure. IREL, Indian Rare Earths Limited, is making efforts in this direction, but the proposal for 4 new refining units is still awaiting government approval. Without this, we are being forced to hand over our own resources to foreign countries. And for a nation that has reached the moon, this is nothing short of embarrassing. Competing with China is no easy task. Decades ago, China made massive investments in the rare earth elements sector and seized control of the entire global supply chain. Today, whether it's the US or Europe, everyone is forced to bow before China. But now, India is attempting to break that cycle. Minister of Commerce and Industry 𝐮𝐩𝐿 𝐵𝐺𝐻 recently made it clear in Germany that India is working on alternative sources. The Indian government is bringing together the private sector, startups, and innovators on a common platform to tackle this challenge. Major reforms are also being made to the Mines and Minerals Development and Regulation Act to give green signals to new mining and refining units. These changes could become India's first major step toward self-reliance in the rare earth elements sector. In addition, India recently held discussions with 5 Central Asian countries exploring the possibility of joint exploration and production of rare earths and other strategic minerals. This could help India identify alternatives to China. Through diplomacy and strategic partnerships, India has the potential to build a new supply chain, enhancing both its global influence and self-reliance. On the other hand, environmental concerns and local opposition are major roadblocks in India. In coastal regions where rare earth elements are found in abundance, environmental regulations are extremely strict. Mining generates radioactive waste, which raises serious concerns among local communities. As a result, the government must tread very carefully with every step. But it's also true that success doesn't come without risk. The government must adopt transparent and secure practices, earn the trust of local populations, and ensure that mining becomes a responsible and sustainable process.
If our video has taught you something new, do not forget to like and share this video so that this information can reach others as well. Your likes and shares are a source of inspiration for us. If you have any questions or suggestions, please let us know in the comments. It will be our honor to answer your questions and listen to suggestions. And yes, if you like our content, subscribe to the channel and press the bell icon so that you stay connected with every new story. Thank you. GRT Business YouTube channel sources, news from various news agencies, opinion polls and other public sources. We try to ensure that every report and summary is accurate and verified, but we are not responsible for any dispute or error. Our aim is only to provide you with accurate information.